Hello, I'm Professor Larry Louie, and welcome to Future and Emerging Technologies. In this course, we're going to cover two distinct topics. One is a generalized way to look at the future, techniques you can use to look around the corner about what's coming up next. Then we're going to look at a survey of different technologies, all of which have the potential to revolutionize certain products and services offered right now to the markets. The second thing we'll cover is the overview of the course, followed by an intro to the futures thinking, which is your first set of classes, and then looking at how you can prepare for a first class, which is important because we move pretty quickly in this course. So my background, I went from the picture on the left back in 1965 to the picture on the right where I was at Halt teaching in 2014 as a picture, but I've been here since 2010. So in the upper left, you see my first entrepreneurial business. It was in 1965, and I was in fifth grade. And I and my partners had a business selling confetti to revelers in San Francisco's Chinatown on New Year's Eve. We sold them for 25 cents or 15 cents a bag. And I could proudly say that we had no customer complaints, no return merchandise, positive cash flow, positive profit margins, distributed the cash, no issues whatsoever with partner distributions or disputes. And I thought, geez, this entrepreneurial business stuff must be easy. Well, I'm kidding, but it certainly wasn't that easy in the rest of my business life. And on the right side, after many years in business, I started teaching in 2001 and then joined Halt in 2010. And that's when I became involved with teaching entrepreneurship, the subject that I love so much. And as far as a little bit more of a common theme on my background, I went to UC Berkeley and graduated in accounting and finance. Thereafter, I went to KPMG and volunteered to help them start their small business advisory practice. And that again reinforced the fire that I had to be in a high growth business. Then I wasn't ready to start a business yet, so I went to Stanford Business School and got my MBA and took every single entrepreneurship class and every real estate class. Those are my two loves. When I graduated, I joined Bain & Company, where I did large company consulting and strategy and mergers and acquisition. But I also volunteered to work with any of their small clients, which was great. It gave me great insight, again, into my love, which is high growth entrepreneurial businesses. And after that, I worked in several private companies, worked in several venture-backed companies, leading with the last one at Alibris. And after Alibris, I started teaching, first at University of San Francisco in the areas of finance, accounting, and entrepreneurship. Then I came over to Halt, as mentioned, in 2010, teaching the same topics of finance, accounting, and entrepreneurship. And I've been here ever since. So it's been my pleasure to work with Halt students, and I look forward to working with you. So let's put this in the context of the overall MEI program. And we're creating new businesses. And we're starting off with design thinking and futures thinking. You're just about wrapped up with the first section of design thinking. And now we're moving into futures thinking. As we move along during your core curriculum, you'll be working with tools such as Business Model Canvas and employing techniques in the customer discovery. Then we're going to be working on pitching throughout the year because that's such an essential part in persuading others toward your point of view. And whether that is a customer, a partner, a banker, an employee that you want to hire, we'll be pitching all the time when we're in entrepreneurship. And on the right side is the end product, is we want to create a new business pitch that is persuasive and successful. Let's get into the course itself. The description of this course is that we are going to enable you to develop futures thinking using the IFTF stages of prepare, insight, foresight, and action. IFTF stands for Institute for the Future, based in Palo Alto, California. We will then explore their techniques of identifying drivers and signals of change, which will enable innovative new products and services to be created. We will then apply those to some promising emerging technologies, such as blockchain, artificial intelligence, and machine learning. The learning objective in this course is to develop foresight abilities to utilize current trends and signals of change to create innovative future products and services based on exciting emerging technologies. Oh, that sounds like a good thing to do. That may be part of the reason you're here in the program. The topics we'll cover are future mindset and the process that lead to looking at trends and signals of change and looking at insights leading to action. There are 4 sets of tools we'll be using and developing in our workshops: prepare, foresight, insight, and action. And we'll survey major technologies, including but not limited to blockchain, artificial intelligence, and machine learning. All of these have massive opportunities in all types of industries. Some have already begun, but we should allow our creativity to look at other possibilities than the obvious ones that may have begun already. The schedule for the course is as follows. We're going to be covering this course with 2 professors. I will be working through the futures thinking portion with you, and Professor Bo Giannini will cover the last portion, which is on the emerging technologies. And you'll see them color-coded, green for my sections and the orange color by Professor Bo. And we'll be covering this over the course of 5 weeks. So it's going to be an action-packed 5 weeks, but I hope this will be quite impactful for your way of looking at products and the future and sparking creativity and some curiosity, and also to have a better understanding of some of the major technologies that are in conversations today. Deliverables for this course are as follows. We'll have a final presentation, which will encompass both the sections from Professor Bo and me, and it's a deep dive into a company that demonstrates the beauty of the technologies and a future mindset. Assignment 2 is homework for the first section of the course in Futures Thinking, and there are a series of quizzes and assignments that we will see administered from Coursera and also from my courses. The third assignment is where you'll be working on identifying 5 companies in 5 different emerging tech sectors. And this will be immersing you into a specific field. After you've been exposed to it in class, it may pique your interest for further research and exploration. Who knows, it may be part of your career. And lastly, there's a peer review at the conclusion of the course to evaluate how you and your teammates did working together on your team project. So back to this chart, we are going to jump right into futures thinking, which is the subject of our first class. The future's here already? That seems kind of odd, almost seems impossible. Today is the present, it's not the future. So how can we say the future is already here? Well, this is a great quote from William Gibson, and the quote is, "The future is already here, it's just not evenly distributed." And I think that's a beautiful quote, because things don't just pop out of nowhere. Things that are so innovative today took years, maybe decades, to get it to the stage where we can see a commercial application that we say, aha, where has this been all my life? We have a term called signals of change. These are early indicators of something that has great promise. May be obvious, may not be obvious. But if we look hard enough, we'll find these little nuggets on which we could build businesses. This quote is actually the premise of futures thinking, is that if we allow ourselves to look at events that are here today, technologies that are beginning today, we would actually get a glimpse of the future. Back to IFTF. So this organization has been around since 1968, and they've evolved over the years as thinking on this topic and technologies have evolved. And their tagline is, "We make the world future ready." And this is the website. This is the website that I will hope you will go to quite often, because it has some interesting work that they've already presented and you can read, or they have different approaches that they see for how do we apply futures thinking to benefit all aspects of society, not just business, but government and nonprofits as well. We'll be using 2 different methods of learning all around their techniques. One is an asynchronous and self-paced method using Coursera. You have access to the entire Coursera catalog, and we're going to utilize part of that for this class. Specifically, there is a specialization that is awarded by IFTF through Coursera, and it is a 5-course sequence that will take many, many months. So we're not going to do the entire amount in our short time together, but we will cover the first 2 courses, at least at a high level, of these 5 courses. And the 2 we'll be doing are Ready, Set, Future, which is an introduction to futures thinking, and also forecasting skills and see the future before it happens. Again, a bit of an oxymoron, right? But we'll be looking at the techniques and then practice those techniques both in your learning in Coursera and also in our time together in our workshops. So the second method is something I went through. I went through the IFTF training, and it was life-changing, honestly. For 3 intense days, I went through the workshop that covered these 20-some-odd tools that we're going to be using in our course. So the combination of the asynchronous learning, which is the theoretical foundation of their programs, and then the live experiential approach of actually doing exercises, which prove to ourselves that we actually can look around the corner. So I hope you'll agree at the end of this course that you learn some very valuable skills and also that you too can see the future. It is important for us to get off to a good start because I only have 3.5 classes with you, so we want to make them count. So do your preparation before our first class or you'll be lost. I will not do lectures of any content in our courses. That's what Coursera is for. You can learn that on your own before walking into the classroom. So we'll use this workshop format to exercise different skills and to communicate and share ideas, all of which will feed in your learning and hopefully some insights that would not be possible were not for a group activity. Then, as far as preparation for our first meeting, there are videos, reading, and quizzes. And these will take a total of about 3.3 hours. You will find the information links in Module 1 in our course. Specifically, you're to complete what's called Week 1 in the course called Ready, Set, Future. And this takes approximately 2 hours. I hope you find it goes very quickly. I always found this stuff to be very fascinating. And it includes videos and some reading, and then a few questions that are in the nature of a quiz, which are more formative types of questions for you. So make sure you do all that, the readings, the video, and the quizzes. Then the second week is also required before our first class meeting, and that is on the topic of signals of change, one of the critical pieces in our ability to identify trends that lead into the future. So there are specific items here that I've noted of what not to do, which means you do everything else. And the ones we will not do in this course are the things that we'll do in class, introducing yourself to your classmates, having group discussions and brainstorming. We'll take the time in classrooms to do much of that. So here we're learning mainly the content from the Coursera course, and then we'll be doing exercises in the classroom. All right? So another reminder, make sure you do those quizzes because they count toward your grade. So I hope you're ready to see the future. So do your prep, block out the time, say 3.5 to 4 hours, and I will see you in our first class next week. See you soon. Bye-bye.